By the end of this video, you will have experienced a miracle. I am going to smash a rock, log, and piece of moss together, and it's going to turn into a kitten. You don't believe me? Okay, but how would you react if it did? What would you feel? What would you do? Well, I'd be pretty confused, a little scared, but also pretty excited. Why? Because based on all of the knowledge and experience that I have gained in this life, everything in me would tell me that that should not have happened. It would be a miracle. What would you do? Would you see the kitten and go, and walk away? Would you take the kitten and then give it away? I'll tell you what I would do. I'd take that kitten and I'd cherish it for the rest of my life. Because this kitten is a thing, and it definitely should not be a thing. The kitten is valuable to me because miracles are valuable to me. Okay, it didn't work. But don't worry, I'll follow through with my promise. Winter is here. The water reflects the gray sky. The green leaves have fallen off the trees, now leaving us with the neutral colors of the tree trunks and branches. The water is calm. The air is cold against my hands and face. As I inhale it, it tastes like a cold glass of water. I hear the occasional set of tires roll across the road as someone drives their car by me. What I just described probably sounds very ordinary, but when you really stop to think about my experience, something very mysterious is happening. When I see the gray landscape before me, the water, the sky, how is it that I'm even able to experience gray at all? When I say experience gray, I'm not talking about the way gray makes me think, or what it makes me want to do, or what it makes me want to say. I'm talking about the actual phenomenal experience of gray. I wish I could put it further into words, what I'm talking about, but I actually can't. The phenomenon of seeing gray just is. It's just gray. So how is it that I'm even able to experience gray? Well, isn't the color just a result of the light reflecting off the physical properties within the water or sky? And then the light hits my retinas, and then it travels to the optic nerve, where the light is turned into electrical signals and then gets transferred to my brain, which give me vision, and therefore the experience of gray. Well, those physical events need to happen in order for me to experience gray. I mean, if you were to take out my eyeballs, I promise, I would not experience gray. But can't all these physical processes happen? And couldn't I not have the experience of gray? Can the sum of all these physical processes really add up to me having an experience of gray? For an example, the camera on this drone has similar vision structures that I have within my body. The camera captures all sorts of light, and that light is converted into information that you can play back on your phone screen or computer screen or TV screen or whatever. The camera or screen that you are playing this video back on, to our knowledge, doesn't actually experience anything at all. So what is it that allows us to experience gray? What is it that allows us to experience the smell and the taste of the crisp winter air? What is it that allows us to feel its breeze against our face? Is it a physical structure that we're not aware of, that when combined with the other physical structures that we've mentioned before, give us our ability to experience things? Even if it was, we cannot even conceive of what would need to take place physically within that structure to give us experience. Could it be that the missing piece that lets us experience the world is immaterial? It's a mystery. When I was in middle school, I used to come down to this part of the creek with my friends, and we would skip rocks. I was never very good at skipping rocks. Clunk. So I would change the game to a rock throwing competition. I could usually win at this game. As I record this with my camera on my phone, what do you think the camera thinks I'm doing? As you are watching me play this game on your computer screen or phone screen, what do you think the computer or phone thinks that I'm doing? The camera, your phone, your computer, TV, none of these things think that I'm doing anything. Myself, possibly other humans, or possibly a highly intelligent monkey can know what I'm actually doing. We humans can see something and or do something and let what we see or what we do represent something else. You see, the rock is no longer just a rock. It's ammunition that when thrown the furthest represents a victory. I'm not just throwing a rock, I'm playing a game. When you watch me on this screen, you do not actually see me. You see a bunch of digital information called pixels that represent me. How are you able to tell your mind to let these pixels represent me? How are we able to tell our minds to let a bunch of rocks, in the act of throwing them, represent a game? When I search the ground for rocks, how is it that I have the power to fix my attention upon the ground and search for round and hard objects we call rocks? How is it that I'm able to search the storehouses of memories within my brain and mentally recall my 12-year-old self with my skinny jeans, a band tee, and skate shoes, hurling rocks with my other pubescent friends while talking trash to one another? The concept that I'm speaking of, the ability for my mind to direct itself towards something, is called intentionality. In order for me to consciously do anything, I need to direct my mind towards a specific end. My mind is using intentionality when I recall a memory, when I search for something, when I allow things to represent other things. I'm directing my mind to recall, to search, to represent. I can also direct my mind to study something. I can direct my mind to move my arm or leg to accomplish a certain task. You see, if we see our world as a world void of supernatural phenomenon, we would probably accept the idea that the world is composed of a bunch of random and undirected processes, and the advanced structures, including the ones in life forms, came about through natural selection and a lot of time and chance. It was evolution. But if the universe is so random and undirected, how is it that it can give birth to a mind that has the power to actually direct itself towards something? How can a universe that is unintentional create something that is intentional? I'm not arguing that the processes of natural selection and a lot of time can't create advanced structures. I'm arguing that the very building blocks that the universe is made out of cannot create something that possesses within it something fundamentally different from the building blocks themselves. If the blocks that make up the universe are unintentional, our minds cannot be intentional. If the building blocks of the universe are purely random and undirected, they cannot come together to create a mind that is directed. So how can a mindless universe give birth to an intentional mind? It shouldn't be able to. I told you at the beginning of this video that you would experience a miracle by the time this video was over. And you waited eagerly because human beings value miracles. Well, I didn't lie. Trust me, that kitten stunt was never supposed to be the miracle. You by now have experienced a miracle because the miracle is experience itself. As you experience the images, the colors on your computer screen, the music being played, the emotions that you feel in response. All of this is a miracle. Intentionality is also a miracle. The very fact that you can direct your attention towards your computer screen or to direct your mind to ponder how experience itself is a miracle. All of this is a miracle. In other words, human consciousness itself is a miracle. To be conscious is central to what it means to be human. So every waking moment of our lives, we experience a miracle. The miracle of consciousness. So your life matters because you, my friend, are a miracle. Your life matters because miracles matter.